Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday to you, and more importantly, a happy Zoo Day. Today, we're going to take you live out to the safari park and introduce you to the rhinoceros.
Marco is standing by, just feet away from rhinoceros. Marco, these are some big animals. Tell us about them.
Yeah, friend, now there's over 100 different kind of rhinos that have lived on planet Earth. In fact, the largest land mammal was a rhino, Paraceratherium. This rhino was 25 feet long, 18 feet high at the shoulder. But look behind me right now. This is one of 5 rhino species that live today on our beautiful blue planet. Obviously, we're at the safari park. That's why I'm smiling so big. And you're looking at the southern white rhino.
Oh, so okay, tell us, they're obviously very unique. San Diego Safari Park has a huge role in, the population of rhino. If you could explain that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, all rhinos on our planet are either going to be threatened, like the southern white rhino, or critically endangered, like the Javan and Sumatran. But to your point, amiga, we have over 100 rhino calves that have been born here at the safari park. And we are going to be celebrating World Rhino Day. I know, right? Isn't that wicked? Yeah. And there's a celebration happening September 22nd. You want to be at the park because we have World Rhino Day we're going to be celebrating. So come check that out.
That's so fun. Should we make a pit stop over there?
We should, absolutely.
And Marco, for people who don't know, maybe people who haven't been to the safari park, when you're out there at the safari park, tell us about that tram ride. People can get really up close and personal to these animals. It's different than a traditional zoo experience, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I want to point out, too, that the African tram is included in everyone's ticket, so not an added cost. And also, during World Rhino Day on the 22nd of September, there'll be special rhino talks at the exit of the African tram. So it's going to be a perfect day to celebrate rhino.
So this rhino that's looking at us right now,
you just
Marco,
perked up.
that horn, looks a little bit, I don't know, heavy. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is the weight of the head of a rhino alone is about the weight of a refrigerator. So you can imagine how heavy these animals are. And yeah, the horn's for defense. Now, unfortunately, that is why rhinos are so threatened or vulnerable. People are using that horn, killing that poor animal for the horn for maybe, I don't know, for medicine or for an adornment on your wall, but we rather keep the horns on the rhinos, right? That's really what we want to do, guys. We want to save these species. So that's what we're trying to do here at the safari park.
Tell us, they're nearsighted, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely right, friend. Yeah, so for instance, you ever heard of a crash of rhinos? Now, they get the name because sometimes rhinos can get startled out in Africa or maybe in Asia. So for instance, let's say we're out in the savannas of Africa and maybe a lion makes a sound in a bush. Well, the rhino, being nearsighted, is going to act. I don't know what that sound was, but I'm just going to run, and that's an animal close to 5,000 pounds. You definitely want to get out of the way, right? So don't sneak up on a rhino. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
And you told us about the celebration that's coming up on the 22nd. What else is going on at the safari park and the zoo?
Friends, every day we celebrate life. I mean, look at the shot behind me right now. The beautiful rhinos. We have other hoofstock, over 10 different species here in the savannas. Folks, this is a way to get in part of conservation, a way for everyone in the world to help make the world a better place. And it's just as easy as visiting us here at the safari park during World Rhino Day, September 22nd.
We are so lucky to have this in our backyard, Marco. And this view is just gorgeous. And what a great lunch this rhino just nibbled on.
I know. No, it really is. You have to kind of check yourself sometimes and be like, we live here. This is where we get to live.
Come from around the world for exactly that. So thank you for bringing it to us, Marco. Great to see you today.